इसके साथ चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं और बुलाते हैं. Let's call upon Dr. Lea Ismiragil from Serbia, and the subject for this discussion will be energy astrology. So I request Dr. Lea to please come forward and explain energy astrology to all of us. Let's welcome her with a round of applause.
Okay. Hello. First, I want to thank you, all of you, the organizers, Gopal, all of faculty, international and domestic, and all of attendees. My primary profession is medicine, and I want to read you something from your famous novelist Rabindranath Tagore. He said, "We live in this world when we love it." So I really adore my first profession, which is medicine. And when I was in medicine, I worked every day, literally, even weekends, because I really love it. And the same is with astrology. I have students, I write books, like this. Okay, thank you very much. And if I'm not doing that, I'm every day with the clients. And since I figure out how amazing science is astrology, one thing bothers me all the time, and that is if we can predict what is going to happen, is that everything that we can do? Or this amazing science has something more to offer? So, my husband Alexander, the first thing that, the first astrology he knows is actually Jyotish. And he told me that Jyotish means science of life, and I really become enchanted. So you will see in my work, there is a lot of Jyotish beside Western astrology. In Western astrology, the first maxim is that as above, so below. And practically, it means that the whole sky, stars, everything, all planets, everything is in us. And it means that man is a cosmos by himself. So if that is the truth, that means if everything is our body, if we change something in our body, which we can see in our horoscope, it means if we change this internal rhythm, that we can change our destiny. So I believe that planets are literally in our body, and the planets are actually chakras. And my specialization in medicine is in the field of human physiology. And also a subspecialization is electromagnetical field of human body. And I believe that these electromagnetical fields of human body are actually chakras. And you should wonder, if you're an astrologer, when you see how astrology is powerful, you have to ask yourself, how does it work? And we know that 4 known forces cannot explain that. But if you think that there is a subtle electromagnetical forces, and the strength of that forces is not becoming less stronger by distance, it is not connected by ferromagnetism, it is actually subtle magnetic forces that we can find in chakras. And it means that we can also look, our horoscope is one energetic pattern. like a waves or vibration. As I told you on the beginning, I really find Jyotish amazing science, and I also found a book from Indian medical doctor and neuroscientist. His name is Dr. Tony Nider. And when I opened that book, Dr. Tony Nider says that, I'm not sure if I'm going to say it right in your language, but he says, Aham Brahmasi, I think so, and I found it means I'm totality. And Dr. Tony Nider says, as you can see on this picture, that if you take our horoscope and if you take Jyotish, you can see that literally everything that is in solar system you can find very precisely all solar system in human body. And if you look our brain, the amazing thing is when you cut human brain and when you look human brain, it looks exactly the same as solar system. And when I was a student and we go to anatomy and they cut the brain and they show you everything in the brain is kind of gray. There is only one formation that is red, and that formation, Tony Nider says, is Mars. And that formation is ruling by our energy, by our action, by our muscles. So it's not just that our brain looks anatomically a solar system, it completely has a function. So if you see these pictures, my suggestion is, what if you take our horoscope and we look every planet and literally find that every planet is in our body? And then we can see that Mars is connected with the first chakra. And Mars is red. This is the red color of our blood. This is your wish to be present here, to survive, to be alive. And the first chakra is connected with the endocrine gland that is right on the top of our kidney. It's adrenal gland. And the first thing we feel if someone really threatens us or surviving, or we think it's like that, we feel fear. And the way we respond on fear, it could be we fight, we respond with aggression, or we just run away. So I wonder, like, what if we can balance Mars aspect by flower essences and gems that actually remove fears? And what if the Mars aspect with other planets can tell you what kind of fear is that? So I try to work with my colleagues spiritually. And the main thing we want to balance with Shani is that it's that tiredness that it comes if you don't want to accept responsibility. And it's really enchanting for me to think that Jyotish is science of life. It reminds us that you can see on this picture that we are light. We are traveling so fast, and when we come closer to Earth, we are slowing down and we are entering right here in the body. And when we enter in the body, we go through the back spine, and when you look our back spine, you can also see in our back spine, all planets are right there. That's probably the reason the teacher of meditation says that you have to straighten your spine. Or we can look like this. It's also very precise. And if you want to balance a client with the energy astrology principle, there are a few amazing things. You can open horoscope. I'm sure it's the same, either Western astrology or Jyotish. You can tell which planet is problematic, in what kind of aspects. And then you can see if you have a problem, let's say with Venus, you will have a problem on all 4 levels. It means that you will probably, in circumstances, have a problem either to find or keep partner. On physical level, you won't be so gracious and flexible in your body. On material level, you cannot attract or keep money so easy. On mental level, you are not so charming. And things can change. That's really cool. So what I wanted to say that what I really like to see when someone has either challenging aspect in natal horoscope, I believe that every challenging aspect is actually a food for higher being. It is a challenge. If we know how to raise up our vibration, we can meet that challenge. That challenge is not there to beat us. That challenge is there to be a really challenge if we can raise our vibration. So I believe if we are astrologers, we are not allowed to see people only by, like students of anatomy see people, like that we are just a flesh and bones, because we are not just a flesh and bones. We are also the other being, the being of light, the being of energy and vibration. And you can also say, like Deepak Chopra, now I figure out my work is deeply inspired by 3 men, all 3 of them are from India. And Deepak Chopra says that our destiny is in our water in the body, it's in our hormones, and I deeply believe that every planet is connected with one chakra and with one endocrine gland, and that we can balance it, we can raise up vibration. And it was magical, and you mentioned that everything is coming from mother, from father, from grandfather, because if you think about human body, we are more than 70% water. And what is the most important cycle? It's a cycle of the moon, because it's so close to us. We are watery planet, we are watery being. And when we think that all these memories are in us, they are in our horoscope, that's the only reason why we can predict our destiny. But we can also change things. We know that everything is energy. The first thing I do with the clients, I work with these 3 parts of the body. The way I work on mental level, explaining people what does it mean. Then I work on emotional level with flower essences and gem essences. But I also work on physical level, because everything is written in our body. You can see that when you change the posture of your body and move, suddenly you feel different. So on these pictures, you can see that in our body, there are primary 3 blockages that we are making it. The first one is in our groins. So if you have a lot of fears, a lot of problematic Mars aspect, it's right here, and it's blocking your action. And with exercise for the Mars, you can remove it. The second one is primary with the people who have a lot of Chandra, Moon, Cancer, Water. It's right here, it's our diaphragm. When you're emotionally upset, you breathe very shallow. And these are moon aspects are right here. And the third one, it's Mercury, it's right here. All people that are very mental, like Gemini, of course, Virgo, similar signs, they all have blocks right here. And for me, it's amazing that we can literally see energy patterns in our horoscope, and we can change it and work through it through our body. And when I say through our body, I mean through chakras that are aligned according to our spine. So mental level, we educate clients. On physical levels, they are special energy exercises. On emotional level, they are essences of flower and gems. Why flower and gems? You have to think that why we don't use some other part of flower, why we don't use a root or leaf or something else. But when you think of flower, the flower is the last evolutionary part of the plant and has all 4 elements in it. At the end, what flower has a light. And the same thing is with the gem. So what is the difference between gem and gem essences and flower essences? I use flower essences to release some emotion, to release from that water some memories. Maybe it's not even my memory, maybe it's my father or grandfather memory. I use flower essences to let it go, to release and to balance. And we use gem essences and gems to stabilize that and to materialize when the person is in balance. And how long does it take? I know that people have different opinion, but I believe that our mind is a checking mind and the truth is in the body and in natural cycles. So as the approximate natural cycles of the moon is 28 days, I believe that the minimum to real change, to apply flower essences, gems, and exercise, the minimum is 28 days. What does it mean, real change? It means that you stop thinking about that and you start doing. Your subconscious is doing. This is your habit. The same habit as you get up from your bed, you brush your tooth or whatever you do, you don't think about that kind of habit. So, why energy exercise? Every time when it's happening something to us and we try to prevent that emotion. Like, one good example would be sign in Libra. Like, Libra is Venusian sign, very polite sign. And let's say that somebody has 4 planets in Libra. And the people are coming, your guests, and you actually don't want to receive them, but because you're polite, you're not saying anything. In order to smile when you don't want to smile, you have to put a pressure right here. So when you go to sleep, this pressure will start to relieve. So you just look at the people. You can tell a lot about your clients regarding the posture of their body. You cannot lie the posture, because the posture depends on your deepest emotion and memories. So when we do actually energy exercise, we really release the deepest memory in the deep muscles. And the first we do with the moon or Chandra. Why the moon? I really want to emphasize why the moon. If you know anything about human health and body, you know that we need to detoxify from time to time if you want really to be healthy. And you know what every doctor will tell you when you go and detoxify yourself. First you have to detoxify your liver. Why liver? Because the liver, if you detoxify anything, where it will go? Right in the liver. So liver has to be prepared. On the emotional level, it's the same with the heart chakra or the moon or Chandra. When you start to release any kind of emotion, where will hit first? Right here in the moon or heart. The reason why we are alive on this planet, you have to remember, is that because we have electromagnetic fields around our planet. And the reason why we are alive, we have aura around our planet, and that aura actually helps us, that sun doesn't burn us, that all other things, that's because we have this electromagnetic aura. And the first thing we feel when we incarnate in Mother's womb is actually these vibrations. So these are the same vibrations. When you look upon horoscope, you will see the energy patterns. And as I said, it is not only your memories, this is the memories of your ancestors. But the amazing thing is that we can change and balance these things. So next time when we come from one situation that we don't want to stay there. Let's say you don't want to stay in that marriage, you don't want to stay in that job, but when you want to cross on another street, it looks exactly on this picture, it looks that there is no bridge, it looks too scary. What does it mean? It means that you have to raise your vibration, and you can really, I become aware yesterday that your teacher, Gopal, is working with gems, and I'm sure that he teach you a lot about that, and I'm also aware I meet some of you on the lunch that you have cleaning, and there is such a rich tradition, Ayurvedic tradition of healing, of awareness that we are light and that we are vibration, and if we want to meet a challenge, we need to change and raise vibration, and that challenging aspect will work for us. They will become food for higher self. Okay, so do I have any minutes more? Okay, I will do in 1 minute. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I just want to say that a lot of people in astrology, I'm saying that because I have a lot of students, a lot of people in astrology are people who are born with that inherited genetic structure of energy patterns or chakra. They are naturally more in higher chakras. They're not so grounded. And I see so many people in higher chakras, especially in Jupiter chakra. They are amazing visionaries, but a lot of them stay just there. So after heart chakra, I recommend all astrologers to work on Mars, to ground that self, because really world needs what you have to offer, your gifts, but you have to take your gifts down to the earth, and gems are wonderful in that, especially gems. So, this is also the picture from Dr. Tony Nader, Indian doctor, and it's an amazing book, how he found everything in human body. If you're interested to know more about my work, you can go and hear his website. I also have a book in English. And I just want to read something from Rabindranath Tagore. For the end, it says that everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. And I believe that capacity is raising vibration. Thank you very much.